So to continue on with our topic about comic book superheroes influencing people, we're going to give our guests a chance to brag about themselves and tell us, basically, guys, what values and qualities or morals do you feel that you yourself exemplify as a true community hero? What do you, in your organization, how do you feel that you are representing a hero, and what do you think that you can do to be better?
So in spite of my shirt, I do not consider myself to be a superhero, but I work with a lot of superheroes. So at CASA, we are training volunteers to advocate and speak up for kids who have been abused or neglected, who are in the foster care system. And it's our volunteers that are the heroes. They are giving well more than a year of their life to commit to this kid. Some of our cases last well over 17 months. Wow. They're committing 15 to 20 hours a week. They are watching out for these kids. They are so coming into this open-minded to really look at all possible situations. They're getting creative. They're so dedicated, and they just do everything that this kid might possibly need. They just really are incredible people, and I look at all of them and I say, well, I couldn't do that. So right. I'm glad I can be over here and support you doing that.
What do you feel like you do, though? What is it that...
I am here to amplify their voice. Like, to amplify their work that they do. That's what I get to do. I'm communication, so I get to come here and brag about them. And the more I can brag about them, the more of them I can get, because I always need more CASA volunteers. Mm-hmm. We have 721 people in Austin last year that did this, which is so great. But we need 300 more this year.
Wow.
So we always need more to come out and make that commitment to kids, and to be open-minded and to be ready to learn and kind of leave their own life experience and say, all right, I'm ready to look at something totally new.
And to be, like Jarrett said, just selfless.
To be selfless. You're right. The heroes are all volunteers, and our CASA volunteers are absolutely heroes for kids.
Mm-hmm. Prentiss, what do you feel makes you a hero in what you do?
I've
watched you. We watched you. We had the pleasure. I love you having us at the finish line now and seeing you personally greet every single rider back.
Yeah, but
it's to me that is so heroic to be there waiting for them and sticking at that whole. I mean,
I always say I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I have this job where I get to watch heroes. I mean, I see people in need. I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I get to have a front row seat to watching people step up and save people's lives. I mean, this is not a comic book.
Right.
People die without the services of these organizations. Some people think, AIDS is in the past and there's a cure.
And
no,
they
there
just
is.
Don't talk about it as much.
Yeah. Well, the face has changed because it's no longer a death sentence, but it is if you don't have medication and support. And so the beneficiary agencies we raise money for give them that support, and so we are so lucky we get to watch hundreds and hundreds of people dedicate themselves to writing and raising money, and hundreds of volunteers to support them while they raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, over $600,000 this past year, and over $9 million in the past 19 years. So
it's amazing.
It's extraordinary. So
and it seems amazing,
it's heroic.
But more always helps more. So it's amazing amount of money. And I mean, I know I'm also part of the 501st Legion. I'm part of a lot of different cosplay groups, and the 501st gets really well known because it's all across the world, and they raise millions of dollars for charities across the entire world. But it's kind of like you at a convention they may raise $1,000 to $2,000. It's estimated that a Make-A-Wish costs $5,000 for one kid. Mm-hmm. So for that convention, you're thinking, wow, they raised $2,000. That's maybe half of a wish for a kid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's very much the same thing here, because I mean, a lot of medicines for these AIDS survivors, that costs a lot of money. And it's not like, one little drop in the bucket and then it's all over. No, this is a long-going, ongoing thing. And the same thing with CASA.
2000 gives a kid a CASA volunteer for an entire year.
There you go.
Yeah.
So actually, we need
there
that.
you
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly. So, but again, I mean, if you think about it, you hear these big numbers and you think, oh, they're being taken care of. No. This money, it's very much needed, and then they need more donations, and you don't let these numbers think it's all over. No, they need more help. They need more.
Always.
They need more
There's
volunteers, and it costs to train these volunteers. It costs to get these volunteers out there to do the work that they do. So definitely continue to donate, and if you're a business, reach out and sponsor, or you can raise money for all these plaques and the shirts and everything here on this table here. That's all from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy, because Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy is very much dedicated to doing charity and community service.
And we thank you for it.
And
they have given thousands and thousands, raised thousands and thousands themselves.
We're very fortunate. There are a lot of geek sources here in Austin. Again, the whole point of this episode is to talk about how comic books inspire people. We are very fortunate that all of the geek sources here, 501st, Tribe Comics, everybody, all the comic shops and sources love to be involved, love to give what they can, love to. Heroes of Texas.
Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. Heroes of Texas, our cosplay group, we do so many different events, We're working with Austin Angels is another foster care thing that we're going to be doing. They're back to school soon.
We just did an event with the Sunshine Kids, which is for children with cancer.
We're going to be doing our third year with Blue Santa this year, which was just so amazing the first couple of years. Speaking of Blue Santa and the police department, you didn't get your chance to brag. What do you think makes you a hero, and what is it you aspire your person? What is your to make you better?
To be fair, you ask a question and ask us to brag, and my counter guest over there took that whole humble route.
I know, I'm trying.
So I'm not about to sit here and beat my own chest.
I'm trying really hard to
but I will answer your question about
Thank you.
What do I feel I do well. I do two things well. One, I learned a long time ago to surround myself with dedicated, talented, competent people. I, for some reason, can pick out people that are driven to give to others, that are creative, and I somehow, I still don't know quite how I've been doing it 15 years now almost, put them together, I step back, I try to shut up and let them do their magic. The other skill that I have that I think I developed, it was bequeathed unto me from my mother, is empathy.
Okay. Yeah.
And when I became a cop, my parents did not necessarily want me to be a police officer. They had a different whole plan for me, and I wanted to be a cop because it was the closest thing to being a superhero that I could find. When I figured out I can't climb walls, I'm not going to fly.
I still haven't worked that one out yet.
I was working on it for a long time, but I became a cop, and my mom, the night I got my badge pinned on me, which is a very emotional night for an officer, I was 23 years old. And she just asked me to please, when you're going out there and dealing with people, when you start, try to treat them the way you would want a cop to treat me. And that really, I got goosebumps just now just saying it, because I can still hear her words. And every day of my career, I tried to do that. I didn't care if you were thuggy, if you were white, if you were black, if you were a gang member, whatever it was. I walked up and started talking to you the way I would want a cop to talk to my mom.
And I think that's the most important thing of comic books altogether is empathizing.
Yeah. So just trying to put myself in their shoes, okay, because I was kind of a punk kid in South Austin. I had long hair. I had the giant speakers in the back of my car. I mean, if the term was used back then, thug might have fit me.
Right.
But I wasn't a bad kid.
There's
no real bad. There's these certain rules established. Young people want to try to break them. Older, responsible people try to keep them from doing too much damage. Exactly. That's how it is. So I think empathy and collecting people and helping them
Being
find
a
a
leader
vision.
is such an important heroic role, though. Just like Prentiss, like I was saying, I know you're being humble, but it is so hard to be a leader. And even though you're thinking that you're letting other people do all of the work, I mean, even
there has to be a captain.
Yeah, even if you're standing back, all those people would not do all that amazing work, guys, if you weren't keeping them together. Just so y'all know.
It's okay to pat yourself on the back every
it
now and
totally is.
Yeah. Because I would say, what?
Thank you.
But I mean, I've witnessed everyone in this room, and I mean, you guys just give and give and give, and work so incredibly hard at everything that you guys do, and it's just humbling, and just you guys are amazing. And I want to say that right now.
Thank you.
And
I love you.
It's because people like y'all show up.
Exactly.